Welcome back to Yogaxpress, your virtual stretch clinic that helps you move the body to still the mind. My name is Banu Suresh. I'm your host for this program. We are actually trying to bring to you a series of 3 episodes where we're going to teach you focus points in the body when you're getting in and out of the stretches safely with us. Today we have Jonathan Boothe, who has joined us. Yesterday he was here for the last episode halfway through, but Jonathan, first I want feedback. How do you feel after yesterday? I know you were not able to stay the whole episode. You came in a little bit late.
Yes, when I came in, I just actually had a hard day from work. So
you needed the stretch?
Yes, I did. And as you heard it in my voice, I was hesitating.
I think we all heard it, right?
Believing I was going to fall over, but I maintained my balance and everything worked out pretty well. So I'm
happy to balance well. Yeah. Yes. Well, welcome back. So the fact that you're back today says yesterday must have been helpful for you.
Yes, and I will be doing
more stretching today. We're going to do seated stretches today.
Okay, great.
Our special guest, Radan Sturm. Radan is Director of Training and Development at Complete Body. You can visit him on his blog, radansturm.com, correct?
Right, correct.
And spell it for them, Radan?
It's RADANSTURM.com.
That's your blog where you can actually have a conversation with your readers.
Yeah.
Right? They can discuss health aspects.
Absolutely. It's got all manner of information on there. Right. I generally get back to people within a day or two, which is great.
Which is really wonderful because a lot of folks may have comments there. People may be contacting you and maybe they've hurt themselves at the gym and they want you to give them advice.
It's all sorts of advice. Right. Some things not fit for camera.
Oh, okay.
But mostly above board.
Well, that's between you and Radan. Radan, you are at Complete Body, so you're Director of Training and Development at Complete Body, and too have a website.
Yeah, it's completebody.com. And we look after all sorts of people there, uptown, downtown, in Chelsea.
That's right, you have 3 locations.
Yeah. Okay. It's great. Lots of yoga.
Right.
We have lots of yoga fusion at the moment, which is very popular. So it might be a yoga style class together with some weight training or some calisthenics.
Right.
So, a lot of fusion happening.
Stretching, strengthening, everything happening in
45 minutes.
In 45 minutes. That's good.
That's all people have time for these days.
That's true. People don't. Well, actually, the last time I checked, we all had the same 24 hours, but it's a matter of priorities, right? People don't really give. I
think some of us only have 12.
Yeah, what do they do with the other 12? Okay, we'll talk about that later maybe. Well, Radan, what I was thinking is, it felt wonderful when we did the standing stretches. We talked about the focus points and then you went on to explain what was happening in our body.
Yeah.
By focusing in those parts of the body. Today what I thought we would do, and let me know if we're on the right track, I thought we would do seated stretches. So we skipped the balance postures yesterday because we wanted to compact as much, and in balance it's a lot about focus, but I don't think we're doing much strengthening in balance. I don't know. Maybe.
No, it's more, as the word suggests, balance.
Right, it is more balance. So I wanted to make sure that we got the most out of your time over here with us.
Yeah.
So today we'll do seated stretches, and we'll start with the cat posture, the one where we did some breathing techniques the last episode that you were here with us, Jonathan. It's the focus for this particular posture. We're going to come on all 4s. So hands directly below the shoulders, knees are directly below the hips. And the focus over here is in the Muladhara chakra, which is the pelvic region. But honestly, when we dip down and our elbows bend, we go up, I actually feel a tightening in my low back.
Yeah.
So that's when I'm going to, hope that you can help me understand why I feel there, even though we're supposed to tighten the sphincters and the pelvic region. So bring your knees hip width apart. If you're feeling really strong, you can keep your knees together, but I think we're all safe right there. Fingers are nicely splayed and your toes are curled in. in yoga, and I don't know, again, Radan, you need to correct me as I go. In yoga, we always tend to bring our elbows in. I don't know if that's safe. Is that okay?
No, I like that. I think
it's good?
Yeah, what it does, it actually pulls your shoulders a little bit away from your ears.
Ah, okay.
And gets your shoulder blades to sit down your back. So posturally, it's actually quite a good thing to do.
That's good to know. I never realized that. I just automatically just try to do that.
You can feel that, right?
I can,
do that,
now
and
that
it
you
pulls
mention
those shoulders back.
Which is why we need you here more often, because you bring more
You need
awareness.
to invite me more often.
Absolutely. Good to have you here, Radan. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to inhale. As we inhale, we lift our chin, chest, and buttocks up, and we dip the middle part of the torso. Bend your elbows as you do that. Inhale and dip. Exhale, uncurl your toes and arch your back. Oh, Radan, why does that feel so good?
Oh, once again, because it's the lengthening of the spine.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Whereas the other one sometimes feels a little bit tight in the lower back because you're compressing the spine.
Right, okay. But it's still safe, right? Because we're doing it both ways. We're trying to give a massage for the spine.
Yeah, this way is going to be pretty much safe no matter how far you push.
Right.
Whereas the opposite one, you don't want to push too far.
Okay, let's try
Just
that one
because
more time.
You're compressing your spine as you go into that extended spine position.
Right.
And also your hip bones are starting to dig into your lower back.
So we want to be extra careful. What happens if
Yeah.
we go too deep?
Well, you'll just start to really feel it in the lower back. And if you keep pushing and pushing, then potentially you can have some disc issues.
Okay, so we're going to be careful. Radan is going to keep an eye on us.
I am. I won't let you go too far, Banu.
Curl your toes in. Inhale. Let's try that one more time. Inhale and dip. So bend your elbows and don't go too deep. Uncurl your toes, arch your back. Let's come into neutral position, and we're going to keep the toes uncurled, and very gently you can either bring your hands to your knees or you can bring your knees forward, whichever feels comfortable, and then bring your knees a little closer. We're going to come up on our knees, and this time we're going to focus on the low back as we do a back bend. So in this one, I'm going to try and remember what you said in the last episode. Try to keep your hands on the side. Unfortunately, in this one, we really have to go back because we're reaching for the ankles. So tell us what precautions as we go back. Let us know. Remind us if there are any precautions we need to take. Place your palms on your buttocks and push your elbows back. So already we're getting a little bit of a stretch. Now, in this posture, the focus is on the low back. Inhale, lift your chin up. Now remember, if you curl your toes in, there's too much pressure on the knees, so you want to be careful in this one. Exhale, glide your palms down the back of your thighs. Right hand, and you don't have to go all the way, but if you can, right hand reaches for the right heel, left hand on the left heel. Radan, you feel like talking?
I feel like...
No, okay, when we come out, you can do the talking. Now hold that, tighten your buttock muscles, protect your back, and let's come back up. Inhale, let's come back up.
Oh.
Tell us, Radan,
There's no sexy way to get in and out of that, is there?
Why does it feel? Let's sit down on our heels. Help us understand.
Let's take a moment.
I did feel the stretch in the front of my thighs.
Yeah.
Now help me understand. Why did I feel it more when I brought my knees closer? I feel less of a stretch when I bring them out. So what's happening in my body?
Well, because your thighs are actually running across your hip joint.
Okay.
Right? So your thighs run across this joint. So as you're bending back, you're opening up the hip joint.
Okay.
And the more you open it up, the more it starts to pull on this quadricep. So the tighter you are in the thighs, the less open you are in the hips, which means you can't extend here enough to go back. And so what happens is you bend at the lower back to get that last little range.
So what am I doing?
That's why you have to be very careful with
don't.
back bending, that you're not too tight in the hips.
Okay, got
Otherwise
it.
you're using your lower back way too
So
much.
it's safer to bring the knees out then?
Well, having the knees out just allows you to stretch more here
Right.
before you start to arch into that back further.
That's great. That's a great tip,
Yeah.
because if we feel we're getting more of a stretch with our knees closer, but then we might be messing up the hip part.
Well, I think you end up messing up your lower back, because it pulls on the hip.
Now
so
I
by
understand.
opening it up, you can go further here
Stretch the front of the thighs
before you work into the back.
Now I
So the other
understand.
stretch that we're going to do today, which is the one laying
Coming
down in this
down.
position,
Right.
would be a good one to do before you do the full back bend, because
Oh,
it
yeah,
loosens
maybe that's
up
what we should do.
up the
Okay.
thighs, which that allows you to go further into the second one.
Okay, so now that
Just a
should feel
thought.
much easier. Jonathan, did you have a question?
Yeah, but it's like when I'm trying to lean back, right here, I feel like pressure.
Yeah.
On your ankles,
Yes.
on the front of your
How
ankles?
can I maintain that?
That's tough because that's just going to be really tight on the front of your shin, which is causing that. So
So you want to place a
Because-
towel or something?
Yeah, because I was seeing you folks do it. It looks like you're
He's very comfortable.
Yeah,
too.
and you're comfortable on the ground. It's just that
do your buttocks touch your heels?
no.
Right
What if
now,
you put your
couple
knees out?
inches
Cut-
off.
Pull your knees out?
Bring your knees out. Maybe that's
that
right.
hurts.
Yeah.
So you want to be careful. If you want to bring a napkin or a face wash or something to keep under your ankles, right?
that could
Sometimes
help.
we do that, the front of the ankles. Feel free, get
Next
something
episode.
done. Okay. So that's a good tip too, that when you're going down though, but be careful. If you don't want to go down all the way in the next one, be careful. Don't go down all the way. For those who want to join us in the next posture, you can bring your elbows, bring both your palms behind and very gently lower one elbow. I'm going to adjust my buttocks on my heels, on the soles of my feet, and then come down one elbow at a time. And in this one, we focus on the pelvic region. So we tighten the pelvic region, the sphincter muscles, but really I can feel, maybe I'm not feeling it in the right place, maybe I'm a little tight, but I actually feel the stretch in my the quad muscles,
Yeah.
just in the front of the thighs, so that's safe.
So this is actually a really good lead into the other back bend that we just did.
That's right.
Because you're starting to loosen up these quadriceps in your hips.
Okay. And this one doesn't really impact the hips as much.
It does also because if you're tight in that area, it's going to start to hyperextend into your back.
Okay.
So once again, you have to be conscious of what's available to you in the day.
Right.
So Jonathan's not coming down as far, but still getting a big stretch.
Right.
Whereas you're coming down all the way and
then
probably getting the same amount of stretch.
same amount of stretch.
So you kind of just have to work within your own body.
Let's press with your palms. Let's come up. And then we're going to do a little bit of a forward fold. In the forward fold, in this particular posture, we're really not going to focus, not consciously, we're not focusing on the low back, even though we would feel a wonderful stretch in the back of the body, the low back of the body. We're going to focus on the eyebrow center. So take your mind's eye to the eyebrow center as we come down. Inhale, bring both your arms up, turn your palms in, exhale, fold from the hip. Keep your back straight. This is something, Radan, I've always had a problem trying to understand. When we keep our back straight, I find myself tightening the front of my body. What am I doing? Why am I doing that? Am I doing that? Is that an instinctive reflex to protect myself?
Well, I think it's just lowering yourself down to the ground slowly. You need to be able to use your abdominals
Some people find
together
it easier
with
to
your lower back.
So to strengthen the abdominals in the front of the body. So that
Yeah, you can't just use your lower back when you're coming down from there. You're going to have to use your abdominals a little bit to brace on
To
both
brace.
ways.
Okay.
It's like a building. If a building only has a wall on one side, it's going to fall over. So you need to have a
love that
strong
analogy.
back and you need
Right.
to have a strong stomach.
front of the body. Okay.
And
So-
they work in tandem.
Both together. So what about when we come down all the way with our arms outstretched? So the whole body, the back of the body feels good. Jonathan, how do you feel in this one? Feels good?
Yeah.
Your ankles don't hurt as much, right?
No.
And when you take your elbows off of the floor, Jonathan, you're going to feel more of a stretch. Radan, so when I keep my elbows off the floor, am I feeling, I feel personally, I'm feeling the stretch under my upper arm.
Yeah,
Is
that's
that
your
good?
lats. That's right.
Lats, okay.
And a nice one actually is if you move your fingers across like this, 6 inches across, while
the side?
maintaining, to the side, you'll feel a stretch more down one
Yeah,
side.
Oh, yeah.
it's nice.
Yeah.
And then go the
And
other
then
way.
you can roll the other side, roll
Wow.
them across,
Great idea. Nice
and
adaptation.
feel the outside. That's called the Radan stretch. You can
Radan
have that one.
Absolutely. I think we'll give that the name. So this is the Radan move from side to side. That's a great idea. So let's come up. Press your palms in. Inhale. Let's come up and straight back. Exhale and release. We're going to do a couple of seated twists, which actually feel great when we come in and out of those, especially when we come out of the twist. Tuck your left heel under the right buttock. Cross your right foot over the left knee. Face the front of your right foot in the front to the front of the room or the front of your mat, and then push your right knee in to the left. Torque your upper body to the right. So you already should feel. What am I feel a compression on my right side. I feel a stretch on my left. So why is this so good for the spine? I remember you used an expression in the last episode, something about the spine.
Rotation?
Spinal rotation.
Yeah, we're not getting that much spinal rotation here yet.
In this one.
Because your chest is still facing the front. What you are getting is a stretch in the right buttock. So whichever leg is up towards you, you can feel when you pull that thigh in,
you can
the
feel
right
the
buttock
stretch on the
stretching.
outside.
So at the moment, it's mainly a butt stretch.
So when we complete the twist,
Mhm.
take your right hand to the back. Now you can also have your elbows over your right thigh, but for the purposes of today's posture, we are actually going to focus on the navel region. Take your right hand all the way and we're going to twist all the way back. So turn to look back. Go for it, Radan.
I think, focusing on the navel area is clever because it draws in your abdominals a little bit, it lifts your spine,
Right. Okay.
and then allows you to get a little bit more rotation.
So we can turn a little deeper.
Yeah.
Inhale, let's come out of that and let's switch legs. Very gently, tuck your right foot under your left buttock, cross your left foot over the right knee. Now, we're going to feel the twist in just a moment, but before that, you want to feel the stretch that Radan spoke of on the outside.
Of the left buttock this time. Should be feeling that.
And then as we talk, we move the upper body to the left. Are we supposed to feel anything in the upper chest or shoulders?
I don't think
No,
so
it's
much.
maybe because I'm just a little tight in the shoulder.
Maybe.
So push your left knee in and then give yourself a little bit of a hug so you can push it a little deeper, and then take your left hand behind you and turn to look back. So this feels good, Radan.
Yeah.
There's a nice explanation over there. So you're talking about a full twist. And remember to focus on the navel region. For those of you, take your energy to the navel point.
And try to keep your spine extended to help
So
with that
upright.
rotation.
So sit up a little more.
Yeah.
You know, the other thing I find, Radan, if I bring my hand a little closer to my buttock, it actually helps me sit up a little more.
Mm-hmm.
Inhale very gently. Release the left leg. Extend the left leg out. Keep the right knee folded. Bring the right foot very close to the inside of your upper left thigh. Hold on to your right ankle with your left hand. Keep your left foot flexed. So you want to make sure that you get a nice stretch in the back of the legs. I really like the calf stretch you were talking about when we did that.
Well, as a general rule, whenever the foot is flexed, it's going to stretch your calf. If your
Right.
toe's pointed, it'll stretch more the
Stretch
back
the
of the hamstring.
Oh, it still stretches the back of the leg.
All the time,
Okay.
regardless of where the foot position is, but flexed is going to work your calf probably more.
Great. I never even thought of it that way. So we really should be focusing on the calf in this one.
Well, I struggle because my calves are tight.
Right.
So when I do this, I only feel it in the calf. Whereas if I do that, I can start to feel it in the back of the
all
leg.
the way in the back. So we're going to do the Janusish later. We're not going to touch the toes yet. Focus on your heart region in this one. Send your mind's eye, send your energy to the heart region, to the upper chest. Hold on to the right ankle with the left hand. Inhale the right arm up. Exhale. Wrap your right elbow around your right knee. And then release your left hand. No, you're doing fine. You're doing fine. Release your left hand. From behind, clasp the opposite fingers. And it doesn't matter if you don't make that connection today. The idea is to try. If and when you've made that connection, open up your shoulders and try to sit up. Remember, as we get deeper into the stretches, don't forget, keep your left foot flexed. So you want to feel the stretch in the back of the calves as well. So we focus on the heart region in this posture, maybe because it's a bit of an opening of the heart, opening of the left shoulder.
Yeah.
And then look over your right shoulder.
And you might also feel a stretch on the back of the right shoulder. So the right shoulder
yeah.
blade, because
Now
that
that you
shoulder's
mention.
being pulled forward and around.
That's
I
the back of the
actually feel
heart.
it on
Okay,
the hip
that's,
side. I guess I can't stretch back.
that's okay. You
Sometimes
know
you
what?
get a towel or...
Go forward a little bit too, and yeah, sometimes I know I should have brought a belt.
That's cheating though.
No, it's-
No, 'cause
It all
That's not
counts.
cheating. It's okay to use a little bit of help every now and then. Inhale, release the hands, and then let's switch legs. Extend the right leg out, fold the left leg in. Left foot is close to the inside of the upper right thigh. Make sure you keep your right foot flexed. Hold on to the left ankle with the left hand. Bring your left knee out to the side, just a little bit, just enough room to come forward. Inhale the left arm up. Exhale, wrap your left hand around your left knee, and this is when that really comes in handy. You said we are different on both sides, right? Feels good. It's good to know that. This side feels a little tighter.
Yeah, generally one side you
That
can
feels
connect,
better.
the other side. Is this side
This
better
side
for us?
feels better for
Yeah.
him.
Alright. From now on we only do it on the left side.
Only on the left side. Now clasp the opposite fingers, look over your left shoulder, and then open up the right. So once again, you still focus on the heart region, so your upper chest, and you're trying to give yourself a nice opposing twist. This does feel good. Is this helping our spine in any way?
It's,
We're not
it's a
really-
little
it
bit of
is a
spinal
spinal-
rotation.
little bit of that.
A little bit.
Yeah, it's good to know that the chest, the calf muscles get a stretch on this. Inhale, let's release. Release the hands first. Keep your right leg extended. Keep your left leg bent at the knee and then bring the left knee down. So attach the sole of the left foot to the inside of the upper right thigh. Going to focus on what we call the Jalandhara Bandha, or the throat region in this one, the base of the throat, and you'll find out why in just a moment. Keep your right foot flexed. Inhale, take your arms all the way overhead. Turn your palms in. Exhale, fold from the hip. Focus on the throat region, the base of the throat. I find that as I exhale, Radan, and this, especially in this forward fold, and I think you gave some kind of an explanation for the standing one too. When we exhale, what about the diaphragm? You mentioned the diaphragm in that one, right?
Well, generally the diaphragm will move up as the air
As
is
it's-
expressed out of the lungs.
So that's making
So you're creating a little bit more room to flex
fold.
forward.
Feels so good. And if you don't connect with your feet today, that's okay. You can place your hands at your ankles or your shin, because you're not going to hurt yourself. Even if you place your hands at your knee, on your knees, that's fine, because we are all seated. So actually, Radan, when we are standing, we talk about not pushing the knees back, but when we are seated, it's quite safe to place the hands on the knees, correct?
Yeah.
Because there's no room really to move.
I think in either case it's probably okay.
Even when we're standing?
Yeah.
Because in yoga, when we do the tree posture, when we take our leg up in the balance posture, they say don't place your foot at your knee.
I think that's probably because it's on the inside of the knee
Ah,
rather than
okay.
on the front.
Okay,
So if
got
we're
it.
pushing in this position, you're pushing down
Is
and
that
you're
right?
extending the knee, and the knee does that. The knee bends and extends
So
quite
it's,
comfortably.
so it's not safe.
You
when
just
you're
don't want to
raising
push
this.
it sideways.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that because the kneecap might get this?
Well, the knee doesn't actually really function that way. It only hinges front and back.
Oh, that's
So if you
right.
start putting pressure this way,
That's good to know.
you'd have to really push hard though to...
That's true. Inhale, let's come up and let's switch legs. Very nice, Jonathan. He actually did it the correct way. He brought both arms all the way up and then came down. I slipped up.
Very good.
Extend your left leg out. Keep your left foot flexed. Fold your right foot in. Right knee is bent. Sole of the right foot is very close to the inside of the upper left thigh. Turn to face the extended leg. Inhale. Take your arms all the way up. Turn your palms in. Exhale. Fold from the hip. Why is it that yoga teachers tend to use the expression fold from the hip? Whether we use it or not, whether everyone uses it or not, we tend to try and fold from the hip. Is it safer to go forward from the hip?
I think it's a way to get further down.
Is that all it is?
That's all it is. So it's actually about pelvic position.
Okay.
So by folding at the hip, you're pushing the pelvis back
Okay.
and
so you
bending at
come-
the joint here, which allows you to come further forward. Most of the bending is happening at the spine, but I
Okay.
think it's just a way for them to get more
Get
out
deeper.
of you.
Okay. Darn, and I thought that was something real fancy. No, but it does feel so much better. Inhale, let's come up. 3, 4. Thank you. Let's come up and extend the other leg out. So bring both your legs out, both feet are flexed. So you want to make sure you get a nice stretch in the back of the legs as well. And this one I can feel the stretch in the back of the thighs as well.
You can?
Not
Yeah.
just the calf.
I think it depends on ankle position.
Oh, I see. Yeah, if I do point, yes, I feel more of it. But even when I do this, maybe
Right.
it's a bit. I'm a bit.
You'll
tight.
feel it all the way up.
Right. Inhale. Take your arms all the way up. Turn your palms in. Exhale. Focus on your low back and fold from the hip. Radan, this feels similar to the standing forward fold, right?
Yeah.
We talked about the spine getting released. You
Getting
want to remind our
released.
viewers one more time?
Well, anytime you're bending forward from the hips, you're taking the pressure off the spine by lengthening it slightly.
Right.
And that feels good. Because quite often when you're sitting every day or running or exercising, there's a lot of jarring compression on the spine.
Okay.
So this is lengthening.
Is that why they say if someone is very heavy, they feel more of the jarring? Is that body weight?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
So when they fold over, the body weight doesn't really impact as much. In fact,
Not
we
so
would
much.
feel so much better.
Probably.
Yeah, no wonder I
because it's
hate
the weight
running.
kind of opening you up.
Keep exhaling. Inhale. Let's come up. Let's do what Jonathan did. Bring your arms all the way up. Exhale and release. I'm going to remember to switch those postures. You talked about the camel and the one where we went down the Supta Vajra. Tuck your left heel under the right buttock, and this time you want to make sure the soles of both your feet face the back of the room. Cross your right knee over the left, so the soles of both feet face the back. If you can, try and align one knee over the other. That's not happening for me on this side, definitely not. Maybe on the other side. Now, once you've got your knees one on top of the other, I'm already feeling the stretch here, Radan. So the outside of the thigh plus the hip?
Yeah, it's very similar to the other stretch that we did.
Right.
So anytime you're bringing that leg across your body, you're going to feel it on the outside of the thigh and to the
But the
buttocks.
other one, we had the foot flat.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I felt a little less over here.
I think it's pretty much the same.
It's about the same.
It's the same. It depends where this foot position is. The
Okay.
further this foot is back here,
the
and the
more-
closer the knee is to your chest,
Got
it's
it.
actually more about from here to here. When you pull that in,
Oh,
it
yeah.
stretches more. When you push it out,
It's
not
not
quite
as
as much.
Okay. So I feel more of the stretch. I should feel more of the stretch when I bring it in.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Next time I want to feel a little more loose. Now, right knee is up. Inhale the left arm up. Exhale, dip your left elbow. Take your right hand from behind. Hold on to the opposite fingers. So you want to try and make that connection. If that doesn't happen today, that's okay. You can place your palms or your hands, whichever part of your hands touch your body. Make sure you make some connection with your body. Once you've made that connection, open up your chest, lift your chin up, and hold. Radan, I feel good, and especially in the left tricep.
Yeah, left tricep is getting a stretch. Right shoulder is getting a stretch.
Right shoulder as well. Okay.
And my hands are nowhere near connecting, so I'm grabbing my t-shirt. But no one knows that.
Because they can't see the back. We focus on the heart region in this one, and I'm assuming that the final posture in this one is where we open up the heart completely after we make the connection. So if you're able to make that connection today, focus on your heart region. Inhale, release the hands. Let's switch over to the other side. And then we're done for today. On behalf of Jonathan Boothe and our special guest Radan Sturm, stay in touch with Radan, radansturm.com or completebody.com. Cross your left leg over. On behalf of both our guests today, this is Boothe Suresh signing off. You are watching Yoga Express. Keep stretching. Inhale the right arm up.